In 1970, a pass by DePauw's Jim Abram is pulled down by an acrobatic Steve Railes just short of the goal line. A sneak on the very next play gives DePauw a 7-0 lead. Later, a sideline pass by Abram turns into an enormous gainer. Railes finds himself all alone. He scampers 96 yards for another DePauw touchdown, and the visiting Tigers lead 14-0. But Wabash comes fighting back in the second half. After a lengthy scramble, Don Van Doorzen connects with Dave Garbison on a 12-yard scoring play. With 6.5 minutes left in the game, Van Doorzen hits Larry Ladd with a 4-yard touchdown pass. And the gutsy Little Giants go for the 2-point conversion and the lead. But the quarterback is sacked by DePauw's Kirk Martin, and DePauw wins by 1. Members of DePauw's Sigma Alpha Epsilon fraternity celebrate with the Monon Bell, which had been on the Greencastle campus for 3 consecutive years. But as the fall of 1971 settled in on the campus, change was in the air. DePauw's new Julian Science Center was under construction, and a model of a new performing arts center was on display. The 71 school year also brought the arrival of a powerful new tool, at least for its time. A PDP-11 computer was delivered to campus. The $10,800 16-bit machine was a powerhouse for its day, but had a fraction of the processing power of the smartphones people would carry in their pockets 40 years later. The 1971 football Tigers won their home opener against Albion, but proceeded to lose the next 7 games. So, as the team prepared for its annual season-ending battle with 4-5 Wabash College, the Tigers' colorful coach Tom Mont put aside his crystal ball and instead turned to the new PDP-11 for some pregame advice. Before game day, the machine printed out its prediction of a 28-21 DePauw victory. A happy pregame Mont was seen showing off the score in the Indianapolis Star. They were still handing out these game day programs at Blackstock Stadium when the shortcomings of technology became evident. After collecting the opening kickoff and charging forward, the Tigers' Jimmy Robinson loses the ball, and Wabash takes over at the Tiger 24. On the very next play, Don Van Doorzen connected with Randy Schaffner. The extra point was good, and it was 7-0 Little Giants with just 13 seconds off the clock. A field goal made it 10-zip. Then in the second quarter, DePauw's Bart Simpson plunged in from a yard out, making it a 3-point ball game. The game was close, and the Tigers had their chances. Freshman running back Bart Simpson, who graduated as the Tigers' all-time leading rusher, showed flashes of the legend he would become. And there were some flashy long plays, like this bomb from quarterback Jim Abrams. But, as they say, turnovers kill, and DePauw represented a house of horrors on this day. This is one of 2 passes intercepted by Wabash, and the Tigers fumbled the ball 11 times. This fourth quarter plunge by Dave Garbison accounted for the only other score of the day. Let down by technology, Coach Mont relinquished the bell as the men from Crawfordsville celebrated their reclaimed prize. DePauw's colorful coach Tom Mont headed into the 1972 game with a 9-3-1 record in the annual series. Very strong when you consider that overall during that period, the Tiger teams were 45-68-4. Besides the balloons and sunshine that accompanied Old Gold Day in '72, Tigers fans had little to cheer about. The team headed into the battle for the bell with a 2-6 mark, guaranteeing their 4th straight losing season. In fact, one of the student newspaper's few upbeat headlines reported that aluminum bleachers would be replacing the old wood benches at Blackstock Stadium. Things weren't much rosier at Wabash, which was 3-6 heading into Monon Bell Saturday. A 14-12 victory over Ohio Wesleyan was the Little Giants' season highlight. But new storylines and memories are created in the last game every fall, and although some of those memories may be hazy, the 1972 game is remembered as a tough battle. Whatever Wabash coach Dick Bowman said in the locker room that day seemed to motivate his defense. Turnovers were the difference in this game. DePauw coughed the ball up 6 times, including 5 fumbles. That made moot a big day for Tigers star running back Bart Simpson, seen here against Butler that season, who rushed for 170 yards on the day, breaking a 14-year-old school record. A late interception by the Little Giants sealed the outcome, a 2014 victory for Wabash. In 1973, a month after the OPEC oil embargo sent gas prices up and created gas shortages nationwide, there was plenty of energy at Blackstock Stadium, where DePauw hoped to end Wabash's 2-game Bell winning streak. A blocked punt in the second quarter led to this touchdown, which gave the Gladiators from Crawfordsville a 7-zip lead. But their jubilation was short-lived. DePauw's all-time leading rusher, Bart Simpson, decided this game single-handedly. He rambled for 190 yards and 2 touchdowns on the day, sealing a 28-21 DePauw victory. Down by 3 with 31 seconds left, Wabash quarterback Dave Cogdill just misses connecting on what would have been a 24-yard touchdown pass. On second down, Cogdill goes for it all again, but this time, Bob Nolan can't hang on. Third down, and again the play is designed to be a game winner, but this pass attempt is broken up in the end zone. On fourth down, and with seconds left, Cogdill scrambles and dodges and appears to be going down, but he lets go of one last heave. It falls incomplete and ices a 15-12 victory for DePauw in another of the Monon Bell's fantastic finishes. At the time, it was billed as one of the largest Monon Bell crowds ever. About 5,000 fans were on hand. And in the 1975 Classic, Wabash quarterback Dave Harvey had one of the least comfortable seats in the house. He spent much of this afternoon being chased or on his back. And although Wabash's offense gained 57 more yards and 10 more first downs than DePauw did, the Tiger defense roared. This third-quarter interception in the end zone by Tiger safety Randy Wells snuffed out a 76-yard Little Giant drive and helped seal DePauw's third consecutive Bell victory. The sun was shining on the estimated 4,400 fans gathered for the 1976 Classic, and the host Little Giants were hungry for victory. They had lost the 3 previous Bell bashes, but Wabash literally bowled over DePauw with 211 yards rushing. Senior Gary Nondorf led the way with 78 yards on 17 carries. The Wabash offense ran 91 plays that afternoon compared to 53 for DePauw, and the home team had 19 first downs compared with the Tigers' 7. Wabash finishes with a 7-3 record, its best since 1965, and can once again claim possession of the Monon Bell.
Years ago, the ringing of this bell signaled the passage of the Monon Railroad line from Crawfordsville, 27 miles through the wooded Indiana farmland down to Greencastle. Today, from Blackstock Stadium in Greencastle, Indiana, it's the Little Giants of Wabash versus the Tigers of DePauw. A beautiful day here in Greencastle, Indiana, cold and clear. Big crowd in Blackstock Stadium. Hello, everybody. I'm Jim Lampley. Baldwin will be coming from the left side, Wyrick right at the end line. He's never going to get it away. Scramble for the football. Looks like the black shirt is on it. Officials have decided to call it a safety now. Immediately following the conclusion of this game, we will join in progress our national telecast of Oklahoma Sooners at home playing the Colorado Buffaloes. The national boxing teams from Cuba and the United States going against each other. Again, the punt is blocked, and this time Richardson third down, 14 yards to go for Wabash. Mellinger must not be seriously hurt because he has been back in the ball game on this series. Conway's got running room up the right side on the screen. Gets away from two men, and now he's all alone. Tom Conway goes down the right side, 59 yards. A personal foul. Moves the ball down to the 11-yard line. Mellinger sweeping left. Good block from Conway, and he goes in. Touchdown, Randy Mellinger.
Wabash came into the 1978 Battle for the Bell with a 7-1 record and 2 straight wins in the big game. Bob Bergman and his coaching staff at DePauw were 2-6 heading into the season's final battle. And it was one that was fought in the trenches. DePauw managed just 58 yards of offense all day, but took the lead on this first-half field goal. Wabash got into DePauw's red zone on several occasions, but couldn't find pay dirt. The Little Giants tied the game and then took the lead with 2 field goals of their own. Then this safety bumped the home team's advantage to 5 points. The day's final score, Tony Barrick's third three-pointer of the afternoon, gave Wabash an 11-3 victory. In 1979, DePauw had lost 6 straight while Wabash had won 6 in a row. An apparent upset in the making. In the fourth quarter, this touchdown by DePauw quarterback Rob Doyle puts the Tigers up 13-3. But things change in a Monon minute.
Here comes the kickoff. The kick coming here to number 7, Dave Kennedy. He's at the 15, he's the 20, he's the 25. He's got some running room. He may go all the way. He's at the 40, he's across midfield. He may go all the way. Down the far side, the 20, the 15, the 10.
With 2 minutes to play, Wabash takes its first lead when freshman quarterback Dave Broker finds the end zone, sealing a come-from-behind 16-13 Little Giant victory.